Hey guys, back again with another review, and this time it's Wicked Blood from 2014, which was a straight-to-video release from the writer and director Mark Young. And it starred Abigail, Breslin, Alexa Vega, Sean Bean, James Purefoy, Jake Busey, Lou Temple, and Sam Medina. The movie starts out with Hannah. She's an orphan, and she's living with her Uncle Donnie and her sister Amber. Uncle Donnie was a state champion chess player, but because he got into meth, that all ended. But luckily for Hannah, she's a fantastic chess player herself. So her Uncle Donnie works for her Uncle Frank. Uncle Frank runs a strip club, and he also is a drugs manufacturer, and he gets Donnie to make the drugs. Uncle Frank is played by Sean Bean, who's a well-accomplished actor. And to be honest with you, he looked a bit bored. He was doing a good job, but he did look a bit bored until the end. He looked like he was getting in there a little bit. But straight for video, it hasn't got the same kind of budget, I guess, so they're not going to work as hard. But Abigail Breslin's fantastic in the role. I feel like her character could have done a little bit more, showed a little bit more emotion, done a little bit more acting-wise, but I feel like she did a great job for what she was entitled to do, due to the straight-to-video kind of budget thing. So she decides, because she doesn't like her Uncle Frank, she decides she wants to get a job there so that they can get away. So she tells him she wants to be a courier and get his drugs for $20 a job. He says $10. So she ends up doing it, and you see a montage of going from place to place, and we meet Bill Owens. Bill Owens is played by James Purefoy, who ends up dating her sister Amber, and he is buying drugs off of Frank. And he's supposed to be a part of a motorbike gang, but he only has one man there with him, and he's at a whole garage where he works on his own. So he ends up in a relationship with, so he's in a relationship with Amber. Hannah then finds out he's in a relationship with Amber. She ends up getting to know Bill a bit more, and they end up becoming kind of slightly chatable to each other. There's a big twist at the end which, to be honest with you, wasn't surprising, but at the same time made the film a little bit more lower graded for me. So we also meet Bobby Stinson, who's Frank's brother, and he's also a little bit slow, because we find out earlier on in the movie that Hannah's mum beat him in the head. So it made him a little bit slow. Now his character, he works as Frank's right-hand man, but at the same time he's a little bit slow, and he has these violent urges, I guess, because he's a little bit unpredictable. But once that unpredictable is shown, you get a bit bored of it. Donnie, on the other hand, is a really interesting character. He's a meth addict, but at the same time, you can tell he's got that innocent look to him. He's also got that upsetting look. You can tell he loves his family, and you can tell that he'd do anything for Hannah. But you can also see that he's got the drug addiction. Things play out, and the story's got a little bit of action in it. It's not, I would say, maybe one or two scenes. There's nothing incredibly special about this movie. Hannah's supposed to be a person who plays her life like chess pieces. And we do get some narration about chess for each person. But at the same time, I felt like the chess game wasn't that exciting. I felt like it wasn't moved the right way it should have been. But at the same time, I can't complain because it was a decent effort. I felt like Mark Young, the director, could have done slightly better. Considering he wrote the film as well, I felt like he could have added a little bit more to it. But like most films, in the straight-to-video category, it's good, but it's never that good. You know what I mean? Like, it's got that good element, but the element of good is only slight because it hasn't got that feel to it. Now, I love a lot of B-rated films, but this is one of those films where it just feels like it had a lot of potential. It slightly reached that potential, but then it fell at the last hurdle and was very slow. Will say, I feel like if the movie didn't have Abigail Breslin or Sean Bean or James Purefoy, Alexa Vega or Lou Temple, the movie would have just been one of those that we wouldn't have noticed. We probably would pick up in the stores and go, oh, it looks interesting, but I'm not really interested in buying this. I'll go and buy that Sean Bean movie, which this movie technically is. But the movie focuses on Abigail Breslin's character, Hannah. and she's the lead, and she does a fantastic job. But I just felt like there was more that could have been done with the movie. Cinematography wise, it was pretty good. The whole, the story was okay, even if it was a bit muddled. But I felt like the rest of it was decent. Decent acting, decent story, decent going along. There was just so much that could have been done in the movie. Overall, I'd give it a 2 out of 5 because it's one of those films I probably won't watch again for maybe a year because there's a lot better out there. But it's worth giving it a watch once just to see if you like it, especially if you like Sean Bean, James Purefoy, or even Abigail Breslin. If there's one thing for sure, it's that Abigail Breslin is becoming quite the star, and but in the future she will end up in a lot better movies, hopefully, because she does a great job. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and take care.